Hi, guys. And I'm hoping that everything is okay. So I'm going to make sure that I can see you. You can see me. We are live. Hi, everybody. So I'm just going to double check my phone because make sure that, that you guys can see me, that you guys can hear me, that everything is okay. So just give me 1 second. I'm just double checking, making sure that everybody's okay and we're doing fine. Hello, everyone. Okay, I see people. Okay, so we're fine. Hello, everyone. In case you guys don't know who I am, my name is Nathalie D'Souza. I'm part of the video education team for Pinterest Studio, and one of the ladies that does the Facebook Lives, the live sessions with scrapbooking. Hello, Sherry, Michelle, the creative Gram. I don't know your name, but welcome. If you've been here before, we come every Thursday, either Kathleen or I, at 1 o'clock to show you just a few ideas of what you can do with the products that Pinterest Studio, has in the store. And I'm looking at myself and like just fixing my hair. As always, everything is listed in the comment section of the live. So in case you want to see what I'm using, Pinterest here. So I'm thinking it's Heather today because we had a little chat this morning. So hi, Heather. Long time no see because I just saw her yesterday. So like I was saying, make sure you let us know where you're coming from. As always, please, like I said, let us know where you're coming from. Comment, share the feed. At the end of the live, Heather will be picking a winner for a gift certificate to the shop. And if you saw the new release or you're going to see it, then you're going to want to buy some of it because it's beautiful. And I know that I have to ask Heather if I can have those glitter drops because they're kind of cute and I like bling and they'll be very useful. So I got to ask Heather if I can please have some of those. But, there's a lot coming up and I've seen it because we get to peek a bit and it's beautiful. So, comment, share the feed. At the end, like I said, you have a chance to get a $15 gift certificate to a lucky comment. And that person will, be able to spend it in the new release if you want to, or the stuff that I'm using, because what I'm using today is actually kind of cute. So like you said, today we're going to work with the Chrysanthemum line, and you're going to see my desk is filled with stuff because there's a lot of things that we're going to use for a very simple project. Because if you, we'll talk about it in a little bit. First, we're going to just give it another 2 or 3 minutes so everybody can find us, and then we're going to flip the camera. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on. So one thing that I want to mention to you guys is make sure you check the sale for this week. I always like to check before, but of course I forgot to check today. But be sure to check it out because today will be the last day. Tomorrow a new sale will start. So you know what? I'm going to check it because I'm here. Why not? So be sure to check that. One thing. Second thing, I hope you all signed up for the event because, it is going to be fun. Again, if you did, I'll probably see you there. If you didn't, I am hoping that Pinterest Studio will open a second window, for more registration. Maybe Heather can, tell you a little bit about that, but they're always fun. So, be sure to check them out. So I'm looking at the promo. Are we 224? No, 217. See this week is the free lacy floral border die if you spend more than $40. So I'm just, trying to remember that. And then the last thing, and I'll remind you of it at the end, just because I see Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. Is that Kathleen? We have Scrapbook Lives every week, every Thursday at 1 o'clock. But next week, Kathleen is going to come at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern time or 1 o'clock Central time. So just mark that out. We're just going to go an hour later. Just, life happens. So, just, if you mark your calendar, to come join us, thank you, first of all, but just mark it an hour later for next week because Kathleen, will be an hour late. That's the only thing. And then I think we have pretty much everybody here, and I'll remind you after anyways, and I'm going to remind, I'm going to flip the camera. Remember, it takes one button for me, and then we're going to talk about what I have here. And I see somebody that's talking about, she's in Richmond Hill, Ontario. I am in Toronto. We're under snow. I don't think I got as much snow as maybe Jill. Diane, sorry, God, because she's up north, north there. A little bit, She lives close to my sister, who is where we're gonna document today. So I know they got a lot more snow than I did, but we have a good 3 inches here in Toronto, maybe a little bit more. Well, I live in an apartment, so my balcony has a good 3.5 inches of snow on the, that I can see. So now we talked about life. We're gonna keep talking about life, don't worry, but we're gonna craft what we do it. So like I said today, we're gonna work with the chrysanthemum line today, and this line is beautiful. So if you have not seen it, then I'm gonna suggest you pop in today because we're gonna use pretty much all of it. So what this line comprises, it's washi tape. So the inspiration for this line, I'm gonna say part of the inspiration came from this washi tape. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how you use it. I've already done it before. So, and then so the washi tape is here. I'm gonna set it on the side. There is an entire set that like a suite. So you have a stamp, a die, a stencil that you can use. Then you also have embellishments. So you have ephemera. Then you have journaling bits. Then you have flares and chipboard. So all the embellishments, but you don't have pattern paper. So that's the big difference between this collection and a regular paper collection. This is all about embellishments and the beautiful washi tape and a stamp and a stencil, no paper. So we're gonna work on creating kind of paper for this. Okay, so we're gonna set all of this aside for now. And we're gonna talk, well, not that far because I'm gonna need it. Let me just, like I said, quite a bit of work today. And when you see it all, it's not gonna look like, like we did a lot of work. So let's move stuff, clean up the desk. Let's move this so it's center. There we go. So if you have never seen the washi tape, it comes in a roll like this. The panel is around 4 inches wide, I think. Okay, so I've already created it, but I'm going to show you anyway. So let me just pull a piece of paper here. Oh, let me get another piece of paper. I'm just pulling paper for you guys. So let me just, you see me ruffling through my papers because I have quite a bit of cardstock all in one single in a single folder. So it's going to make sure that I find the one that I want to use. So I like using my die cuts or my washi on 60-pound hammer mill, the same that we use for foiling, but a little bit lighter. So the way that I actually use this is there's different ways. You can trim this, but today we're gonna trim it. Why not? So think of a slimline card pretty much. So I'm gonna go around half of this. And we're gonna eyeball it for no. So this is an 8.5, so 4 1/4. And so we have 2 panels here. This side. And then literally you're just gonna take your washi tape. Yeah, layer it on the paper. And if you, I don't know if Heather here, if she can drop off the link for the YouTube, her and Leah had a live session all about, how do they use the washi tape, how you cut it and everything. So I'm pretty sure that, we could all use a refresher. Or if you're new to this, I've never seen it, then maybe you can get some ideas from it. So I'm hoping that Heather can show you that. So I'm just going to stretch it. And I can see, let me find it here. See when you need things and you didn't. So you see me ruffling through my little container of stuff here. This is where all my stuff that I need comes in handy. There you go. I have the like a squishy that they call spreader. So if you use that, you can use a credit card or a gift card, whatever you have handy. You just want a straight edge, and that's just gonna help you push all the air bubbles out of the way. So you get like a nice and flat application of the washi tape. I like cutting the washi tape with an X-Acto knife. Okay, right there. So you have your panel. And I think we've talked before because I've used a few washi tapes on my live sessions before. If you are a card maker, then you have your embellishments ready to go, enough for a card plus. If you are a scrapbooker, then you have, tons of clusters here for your layout. So washi tapes are a great thing for any crafting that you do. So now, what do you have here? And that's what we're talking about it before. Let me show you. I'm going to pull some stuff here. Then you have the matching die. And the beauty of the die is that it comes in one piece. I'm not going to cut it live. It all comes in one piece. So you just make sure you tie it up there. And I have a big spellbinders machine, so I'm able to put it all at once. But again, I see that Heather added the link. If you have like a small die cutting machine, there are tips and tricks that Heather and Leah showed on how you can use it on your smaller machine. So go ahead and whenever you have a chance, use the link and check their live session. It was actually pretty fun. So you cut it all out, and this is what you get. You get tons of ephemera or embellishments or die cuts, whichever way you want to cut them. But like I said, if you're a scrapbooker, then this is great. Now, another thing that, and I think Kathleen used it a couple of weeks ago on her live session, is that you can create pattern paper from your washi tape, this is pattern paper. Okay, so the pattern paper, and like somebody was asking if there's a stamp. Yes, there is a stamp. And again, you stamp it all at once, all the flowers in one single, pass. And then you die cut them all in one single pass. And then you have some sentiments. And I believe the die does cut 2 of the sentiments out too. So we're going to set this aside. Like I said, you can use this as pattern paper. Like I said, this collection does not have pattern paper. So there's ways that you can do it. I've done this before. And it's just, I created my own pattern paper by just stamping the image. I use a stamp, dark ink, and then just ink blend some on top of it. So we're going to work on another idea using the inks for today. So we talked about the washi tape. We're going to set it aside. Like I said, a lot of stuff to go through today. Let's move this out of the way. So the pictures that I have and the inspiration for today's layout, I'm going to get some, white background for you guys to see it. These 2 photos. That's my sister and that's my niece. Many years apart. She's 15 now. She's probably 5 here. Okay. So the inspiration came from this little piece of chipboard that said then and now, because I thought, I have this nice picture of my sister and my niece after a haircut, and I had all this nice picture of them when they were little. So I was like, good starting point already. And you guys know that I struggle a lot with titles. So I thought, that's going to help me, give me some ideas. So I'm going to use that. And then I wanted something, I love having something that's really graphic on the background. And what I mean by graphic is something very linear that is going to be a nice complement or a nice base to all the roundness of the flowers and stuff like that. So I went in through my little stash. Let's move this out of the way now. I went through my little stash of things that I could create a background, and I pulled this. We don't need this for now. I don't need to wash it. This is the nested diamonds, and this is the die. This comes from also, you can have the hot foil plate that creates the diamond shape of this, and this is the one that cuts them apart. So you're going to see the back. So I've cut quite a few of them here. And you're going to see that I use the 2 largest ones to create. I'm going to create little, think of it as diamond frames. That's what I call them. And I'm going to save the center of them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's move this out of the way. After the photo. Yeah. You know what? Now I read that about the peace sign. We never used to do it, to be honest with you. And then my cousin a couple years ago came from Ecuador to visit us, and her husband, who we happen to adore, we adore him, he is super funny. In Ecuador, there was like, I don't know, like young kids tend to make faces in the cameras and like peace signs. So whenever my little, especially because my kids were little at that time, he'll be like, okay, make pictures, so we can put it on Facebook. So after that, everybody, all my kids and everybody do the peace sign. But, it goes through that. So I've cut 12 of this. Okay. Let me just make sure that I cut 12. going back to the process because we're going to talk a lot today. 2, 4, we're going to need 6 frames. But I cut 2 of each because I want to make them a little bit sturdier. And we're going to do that by gluing them together. So I have my glue here, you know. We're going to go here and then we're going to go. And then I'm just going to glue 2 of the frames together. And I didn't do that ahead. I should have done that ahead of time, but. And I saved the centers. I did not throw the centers away because we're actually going to use them to kind of back this little frames. So let's take our time and just do this. And they can dry out while I show you the next step. And like I said, remember, you have no pattern paper on this, but you have tons of beautiful embellishments. So I thought of an idea that would actually, like, you know, make the embellishments and the pictures pop on the layout. Just gluing these frames together. And I was thinking about going to 3 frames, which would be, but I was like, okay, that's a lot of die cutting. And you know what, those weeks when you have like, I don't know if you feel the same way that I feel. Weeks happen to be either busy or super busy. There's no in between. So this week has been one of those super busy weeks. Not just busy, but super busy. So I was like, oh, let's just go with 2 frames. So all I'm doing is I'm just cutting them together. And like I said, I used the 2 largest frames to cut this, the 2 larger diamonds. And I just took like an hour to cut this and cut the rest of the stuff. And like I said, I listed everything that I have on my desk. We might not use some of it, we might. I just bring it just in case, but I make sure that everything is available in the shop. So there's links straight to the shop if you want to check, like, you know, the materials. We always want to make sure that we, like, you know, it's available so you guys can easily find it. So we're almost done. Like I said, you're just gonna need 6. And guys, it's not a perfect, you know, cut. Because after, like, you know, I think 6 of them, I saw the washi tape started to move. I was like, oh. So here we go. Last one. Let's cover this up. And we're going to set them aside to dry while I show you the next thing that we're going to do. You're going to see there's a lot of white, and that's okay. So let's bring back the layout. We have all our little diamonds here. Let's move the pictures out of the way. So let's clean this up because you don't need it. There we go. So we have free space on the table. I need to trim my barcode, and I'm going with white cardstock for the background because I want everything else that I'm going to put on top of it, like, you know, pop. And who said that you want matching paper? We all will love matching paper, but trust me, there's a lot more things that you can do without matching paper. You can bring the rest of the paper from, you know, Pinkfish Studio. There's tons that matches this collection. I actually had it on the side, and I was like, no. I consider using it, but I was like, no. Let's just focus on all the collection, most of it. So let's see if I remember the formation of this. So you can go different ways with this. I want to literally create a big diamond. That's how I remember setting it up. So I'm going to create another diamond here. And then I'm going to use the other piece to go like that. So it's not going to be like a complete, you know, cover the entire background with this. So I'm reading comments. I'm trying to, you know. There we go. I'm going to bring my pictures. Here we go. So let's see, I can put them together. So there's a lot of white. Don't worry, we're going to add color in 2 seconds. I might leave a space in between them. I don't know, but I know that I want all this here in place. I set them up today. And I want to have one of my pictures here. And for this little one, I'm actually going to back it with one of the chipboard frame. Yeah. So I think that I want something like this because I want to kind of sit it on the side there. And one of the reasons that I went with the diamonds because the picture, they're not like, I don't know how my sister took it, but it's not straight on. It's a little bit on the, you know, on an offset. So I was like, oh, you know, this kind of helps with that. So why I'm not filling this up is because I'm going to bring more stuff on it. And I want to make sure that the picture kind of pops, having that empty space there. And then I want to add the other one somewhere here. So now all these little spaces here becomes an opportunity for you to create your background. Okay. So I'm just thinking, I really like that green. So for now, we're just going to set them aside. Like I said, let's just slowly go through everything that I have on my table. So you see my background, you see my picture. Now, like I said, there's opportunities for you to do a lot on these little spaces. You can back them with pattern paper. You can back it with the pieces of washi tape. I'm going to show you because I put it on the side here. Just so you see it, so you can back it up like that. And you already have your embellishment. So there's a lot that you can do. Think of it, this is pattern paper. So you can use pattern paper from other collections. The Delightful works beautiful with this. Spring Vibes works beautiful with this. Just the colors are just perfect. But what we're going to do today is, and like I told you, do not throw your little centers. Let's move this out of the way again. And I'm going to slowly bring them so you see them. So I went and created little ombre backgrounds for my layout. So I'm going to put the colors there and we're going to talk about the colors. I pull out my inks. I pulled out the collection and I went trying to match the colors in the collection. And we're going to do one live. Okay, so let me just bring them all out so you guys see. Okay, so this is what I used for this. So I bring some of, let's start here. Ballet Slipper and Sparkling Rose just gives me those little tons of pink that you see here. I use Fresh Pear and a little bit of olive for the green. It is more of a richer green for this. I'm using Peach Fuzz and Apricot to bring some of the orange. There is a really soft yellow, so I'm using Lemon Whip and Sweet Mustard. And the other color, you don't see much here, but you see it more on the florals. Let me bring the floral. It's a little bit of coral reef and passion fruit. So what I need to, the only color that, remember I have 6 squares, so I need to create my last one. I am going to just literally move them a bit here so you guys can still see them. And if you see a lot of shiny, it's because my hand is, hitting the light. So the last color that I need to create, and I have my little sheet because I worked on this last night. It's a combination of, if you see this here, there's a combination between the orange and the pinks and the reds. So what I'm going to use is, let me get my little brushes here. And did you see the sneak peeks? I had to call Heather on this. I was like, Heather, did I see sneak peeks? If you, go into the Pinkfree Studio pictures and you see some stuff in the picture, just pay attention. And I was like, oh, so excited, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just go take a look at the pictures. So I'm going to mix a little bit of coral reef for this. And I was thinking a little bit of the pink. I think that should give me a good mixture. So I'm going to start with Ballet Slipper. Because I want to get into that in-between color there. So this is how I went while, watching TV. So I'm just going to, and I'm just literally getting color with my brush and on a circular motion. And I just want to create like a base color for my entire diamond. That's what I said. I just saved the papers that the insert or the negative piece that came out of it. And I was considering cutting my picture, but I was like, no, I want to create a background. Give me opportunity to use all those embellishments and then have the pictures kind of pop from that. So we're going to try to match this color. So here we go. And it's an ombre effect. So I'm banking that I can create this with these 2 colors. And literally, this is how I created them. I went with the base color, tried to cover, I'm going to say pretty much the entire thing, or at least 3/4 of the diamond, going heavier on one side of it. like I said, there was you know, when you were watching TV, I had this conversation yesterday while I was doing a live for another company. I was saying, you know, when you have like you're doing something and you want background noise, I know that podcasts are very popular, music. I do music too, you know, but and this was the conversation. It's like I when my kids were little, I was a stay-at-home mom. Well, I'm still a stay-at-home mom, but they're big now. So you know, the house was kind of lonely. So the radio, like, you know, helped, but I usually had the TV on. Not that I sat down and watch it, because if you're a mom, then you know that time is limited. But it was just kind of company. The TV was my company. So I'm used to once the kids went to bed, so I'm done with the pink already. That's ballet slipper. And I'm gonna go with a little bit of coral reef. So I'm hoping that I can reach that color. So I'm used to having the TV, especially shows that I've seen a lot, on the background. So I love rerun. And I have like a weird taste when it comes to things like that. Like I love watching Criminal Minds. So Criminal Minds will be like, you know, on the background while I'm crafting. The Walking Dead, a lot of zombie shows, a lot of scary movies, and it's because I'm not watching it. So I'm just like, you know, listening to all the noise on the background. So I don't see. So I'm just going to keep going here. Okay, so there we go. I'm just adding, like, you know, trying to go the in-between color. So we're gonna test it. I'm hoping that I got to that in-between color between the pink and the coral tone. If not, we're gonna add a little bit of orange. So let's just test it. Here we go. Yep. So there you go. So this is the pink. This is like, you know, the corally tone, and that's my in-between. I think I need to add a little bit extra pink. Let's go with a bit extra pink. That. I was thinking about adding more yellow and more orange, but I think no, I want to make it kind of on the girly side. So and I'm using the same brush. So there we go. Does that make me happy? So I have my 3 tones right there. So time to say goodbye to that. Move this out of the way. So remember, I have peach fuzz and apricot for one of my panels. That's like kind of my peachy tones from the collection. I have lemon whip and sweet mustard for my yellow. Let's put them away too. I have coral reef and passion fruit for some of the coral. I have ballet slipper and sparkling rose for the other one, for the pinks, and a combination for the 3rd panel. And I have fresh pear and olive for the greens. So here we go. Want to keep things a little bit tighter here. So you see my colors here. Let's move them down this way. Okay. So I have my colors ready. Now let's put them on the layer. And that's as much as I prepare. So the next part, that's when we start pivoting. Okay. I have in my brain, I know what it's going to look like. So let's see if my brain can translate to this properly. Okay, so let's just set up the colors, and then we'll keep, and then we're going to embellish in each one of them. And like I said, this layout, it is super simple, but it takes a little bit of work, you know, with things. So let's kind of create what I have in mind. Some pink. And it's going to be fun because remember, and I want to get the darker colors towards the bottom of my little diamond. That's something that I consider. So let's just, I'm going to try to separate some of these two. So let's go with something like, I want to put the orange here, maybe the green here, and let's go with this little, the coral here. That works. And then my orange panel here and my pink panel here. That works. I like that. See, I watch Friends. See, we're talking about, like, you know, yeah. Yeah, I watch a lot of things. Like, you guys will be surprised the stuff that I watch. And it's not that it's, again, it's not that I'm watching. Like right now, literally, Harry Potter is playing on the background because I watch every single movie, read the book so many times. I know what happens, but it's just playing. It's on mute right now because I'm talking to you guys, but that's my company. I've watched it so many times. You see, I already have my picture and I want to keep them black and white because they're going to pop in the sea of color that I have already. Okay. And I have this little one. And because I'm going to put it here, I'm going to add something green. So it kind of brings the green from there onto this side of the page. Now, let's look at the one that is not too little. No, that's the one that I like. So, and my picture is 2 inches in width by 2¼ I believe, in height. But I left quite a bit of a white edge around it. So you're going to see quite a bit of white, and I'm okay with that. I actually wanted a lot of white around it. So I can add, I'm just going to be careful when I put it in. See, this is the ta-da part. Wait. Let's see, I'm just, see me playing with it. I'm trying to center it. Okay, there we go. So, cut this up. Okay, one part here. I'm gonna cut this part over here. Ooh. Oh, now the only thing is a little bit of stickiness on the back. So let me get some, just because I'm gonna move it around, I'm gonna de-stickify it. I don't know if that's a word, but I know that I'm going to just add some anti-static powder on the back. That's just gonna take the stickiness for now. So I'm able to move it around on my paint. Okay, so I think I want it right there. So I'm gonna move this a little bit to the left and that right there. Okay, so I'm just reading some comments a little bit there. There we go. So now, remember that then and now? Probably one of the ones that is, that's what I said. I don't mind the white because I think I'll probably put it right there. Okay, so we have our background. Now we're gonna have, we can actually start like, embellishing each one of the little call it rhomboids. You call them diamonds. Let's move this here. So you have all this to embellish. So you have ephemera, you have little flares, you have cardstock stickers, you have some journaling pieces. So we're gonna go. And then one of the things that I did cut ahead of time too, where is it? Here we go. This is the leafy grind die. And you're gonna see that I have quite a bit cut out. I always have little leaves cut because they always come in handy. So I had an idea with this. Let me just pull a few. I don't need more than probably 2. Whenever you're cutting something and you really like it and you're like, it'd be nice to have in handy. I usually, whenever I have those moments, I go and take 2 sheets of cardstock and I just cut them and put them in the back of the die, which I'm sure that a lot of you guys do too. So I have them ready whenever I need them. So my idea for one of this, and I put it there. So my idea for one of this is, let's move the stuff out of the way too so you guys can see it. This one here is to fill it with little leaves here. So I was thinking I want to put some there and some here. So let's go at it. Not all of them. Does Pink Fresh have a wish list of my wish list or Pink Fresh? Heather can help you with that. Or you mean if you want to buy stuff? I don't know. Heather can help you then. Heather can help you with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of think of it where you want it to come from. So I just want it to be on my paper. So we're going to go at it. Get a squish. And then I'm going to cut the excess. And I'm doing this because I want to give, remember, like I said, we're going to create a pattern paper. So that's what we're doing right now. We're creating a pattern paper. Okay. So here we're going to just take these little pieces out. Okay. So even though the collection doesn't have pattern paper, you can make it yourself. You have the stamps, you have the washi tape, you have lots of embellishments, so you can create your own pattern paper. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I want to, let's see where it's going to sit. And I want to add the other one as if it's coming from there. So I'm going to get rid of these little lines here. I'm just going to thicken this up a little bit more. So I'm going to trim it there, and I'm okay if it overlaps. There we go. So easy as that. And I wish I could read all your comments, but I'm so glad that Heather's here, because she's good at reading them and answering them. I'm just going to glue them here. Let me just move it. There we go. Okay, we're going to cut the excess. Okay. So think about it. We're going to put this right here. I'm going to have to cut the excess of all the edges here. Okay. Let me cover my glue. There we go. I'm going to put it here. And that already, it's going to set up. Let's put back the pictures here and here. Move this a little bit higher. And that already gives me the opportunity to just embellish that little piece there. So like I said, tons of stuff here. So I was thinking, perfect. And remember, I'm going to go ahead and glue some of this in place. So it makes it easier for me to just not have to move stuff around. So let's go at it. Do I need a ruler? I'm going to need a ruler for something. Wait, where did I put it? Back here. Okay, so we're going to put it right there. See, this is the reason why. I want to make sure that do they have to be symmetrical? Not really, but I do want to be a bit. So let's go and glue it. Not worry about that. I'm worried about this. So I'm just going to little bit of glue on the background. Okay. And here goes my prayer. Make sure that I'm not crooked. So I'm going to use this line to make sure. Let's do this line. There we go. So as long as I can center one, then I know the rest will be fine. So let me put this back there. Okay, let's go with the next one. Once one is center, I'm able to do the rest, I think. Well, let's hope. Trust me, I'm praying. I'm talking to you guys and I'm praying. I'm going, please, God, make sure that it's not crooked, because I am using glue. So that means it becomes permanent. So I'm going to leave it a tiny little bit of space, tiny bit. Okay, give it some space to breathe. Yeah, and I put my little piece in there. Squeeze there. Let's go there. So here we go. Okay. So how are we doing, guys? I'm sure you're not crafty with me because you're just seeing this for the first time, as I am. So if you remake this, let us know how it went. I like to see what you guys create with the ideas. Make sure you check Kathleen's lives, because she always comes up with the beautiful ideas. Like I've told Kathleen, I want to grow up to be her, to be like her when I grow up, even though she's younger than me. So I don't think there's like little chance of me, regressing to be her. So, but you can only wish. She knows I love her. So this one's going to sit right here. And you see, this is what, let's move the glue a bit here. See, this is where like my praying is coming into place. This one is permanent there. It's okay. Let's go at it. Wow. Yes, Kathleen. I've told Susie this, you guys know Susie. She's Con Dos Limones. She's in our design team. And Susie and I are good friends too. And, Susie happens to be a little bit older than me. So I always tell her, Susie, when I grow up, I want to be like you. And she says, don't say that because that actually works out. So, it's like a little joke. And I know she's not here because she probably will be telling me off right now. We happen to speak Spanish, so our conversations are in like Spanish. So it's funnier when we, say it for us. So here we go. My background, not my background, but piece of it's ready. So here we go. We are going to, I don't think I need my glue for now. So you see how I have a little one there? I already have my pattern paper. I make them myself. So you don't need, pattern paper for this. That's what I wanted to show you today, that you don't need pattern paper to like, use this collection. This collection shines because of all the embellishments. That's what makes this collection so beautiful. There's so much. And then you want to create, think of it as creating like a really neutral, basic background for everything else to shine. Okay. So here we go. I'm trying to see. I pop in it. Are the diamond? Yes, they are. They are, does I ask somebody else? Is this one is the nested diamonds. They are part of the hot foil nested diamonds. That's the die. So let's continue. So you can see my pictures are gonna sit right around here. And the reason why I'm putting them here, because you guys know that I'm not a fan of yellow that much. So I want to cover some of that. I like that. So let's deal with my picture. I need to give my picture something to pop. So that's where this is going to come in handy. These are the journaling bits. I have them here. And if you were part of the event last year for the scrapbooking event, then you got all this collection at the event. Just so you know, if you register for this year's event, this was part of last year's event. So I always love tags. But I kind of like that there, a little bit of texture. And this collection has a lot of gray. That's what I went with, black and white pictures. I like that. It's just going to give the picture a little bit something to like kind of pop. So I like that. I'm going to go ahead and tack it underneath the little eyelet there. Let's start gluing this in place. You like the added plant? This is the way I love plants in paper. Real life plants don't have a green thumb. I think we've talked about this before, the fact that I lack a green thumb. So this one here is going to stay a little bit plain, so we're going to go ahead and glue it. The orange and the yellow ones are going to stay a little bit on the plain side because the picture is going to sit right on top of that. And it's because I'm not a fan of orange or yellow. So that's why strategically we're set up where I knew the picture was going to sit. Just in case you guys just realized that. And this one here, I'm thinking that I might repeat this here. Okay, but just like a little leaf coming out. So let's just see what it will look like. Because I know flowers are going to go here. So I'm thinking that I might just think of it as the background. So let's go with it. We're not going to overdo it with the foliage either, just a little bit. You're going to see that the ones that have the foliage is just to add a little bit extra texture on the background because the picture is going to sit around there. So, and this can coming out from the bottom, right there. Cut the excess. And we're good to go. Lit it up. See, we're slowly getting there. Like I said, if you want to do this, it's going to take you a little bit of work ahead of time just to have everything prepped. But once you have it prepped, you have embellishments to play with. There we go. This one's we're going to leave for now. This one is pretty much ready too. So let's go ahead and glue it in place. I kind of tuck it inside the diamonds. Remember, my diamonds are not lining up perfectly because the washi tape kind of moved a little bit while I was cutting it. I'm anything but honest. See, here we go. That's how it's going to sit. So you see how it's nice and soft and, I like the way it looks. So Foam adhesive is our best friend, or my best friend, I should say. And you're going to see I have tons of it. So let's pull out one that I think is going to work on this one. So I'm just going to make sure that this is lined up. I just want to go make sure that, like, things are starting to sit in place. And like I always said, I'm going to tack some pieces in place right now, just to hold it, like, while we finish the live. And then once I'm out of the air, I'll come and secure everything properly. But I'm going to make sure that this stays both. Here. And here we want to put this picture. Something you haven't realized. See where my picture sitting? Right in the intersection of the diamonds. So your eyes are going to pop right where something intersects. So my pictures are sitting right here in the V and right here in the V. So that just brings all the attention to boom, right there. Just a little bit of the of design for you guys right there. So there's a reason why I put them there. It wasn't random. So some foam adhesive here, just because remember there's a little bit of dimension there. So I'm going to wrong place to add it here. Okay, another one down here. Just little things that you have to keep in mind. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying, but I'll come back and read it after. There we go. Let's push this inside a bit more. There we go. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's straight. Otherwise, it's going to drive me insane that it's not straight. There we go. Well, now my sister's going to like this. So it needs one more piece. Just to lift it up here. There we go. And here too. Let's just cut a piece. Oh, the mess we're creating. Really? Oh, God. Okay. I think we've talked about this. I'm not a good houseplant person. I am not a plant person at all. I like again, my mother says you should not complain, and it's true. My husband used to give me flowers when we first started going out all the time. God bless his soul. The man's lovely, They all died. So I'm like, why are you giving me stuff that's gonna die? Give me a book. So he got the hint because I could be very subtle, And I was like, give me a book. Like, don't give me a plant because it's gonna die. Like, no, So he knows better. So you see this, it's not my title, but I do want, I want it to be right here. Hence why I left quite a bit of space on the picture. So I'm going to put it right there. My title is probably going to go right here. Tanya, ready? So let me just get some foam adhesive to make sure this doesn't move. Oh, so how are we going? Yeah, you guys can laugh all the time, but it's true. My husband can tell you because, Mother's Day. Okay, this is my husband. Mother's Day comes on. He brings plants like succulents because he knows my mother's gonna take care of them. Okay, this is, like I said, I love the man, but he knows me. I mean, we've been together for 23 years now, and like I told my aunt yesterday. Oh my God, I'm telling you all these things that happen in my house. I told them I need some, medals or something from living with, being the one that supports him, because let's face it, it's not because I'm a wife or anything, but your husband's life will be really boring if you weren't in there. I'm just saying, So some flowers. I'm going to use some of the washi. I have some here too, but I want to use some of the washi too. This one here, it's kind of on a little bit too big for what I have. It's going to cover some of that. I don't want to use that. So I'm going to go, before we keep talking about husband bashing. So let's keep moving around. I want something a little bit on the smaller side. So let's go into the washi tape here. You even kill the succulents? My mother's good with them. So she doesn't, my daughter killed them. Oh my God, my daughter killed them. My mother went on vacation to Ecuador, and she left my daughter as because she knows that I'm going to kill them. Like, the woman knows me. She said, oh, to my daughter, please make sure that you water the plants. Let's just say that within a week, I was telling my daughter that plant's dying, because she was busy at work, and I'm like, you should have told me, at least you knew that I was going to die with me. See, I'm just going, this one here, it's a little bit too big. So I'm going with just something a little bit smaller. And that's what the leaves on the background, just going to help me with add a little something to the background, but not hiding it all. So I'm just going to work with some of the washi tape for this one. And just to stretch it up a little bit more, that's it. And that's all it's going to take. Let's secure this with a little bit of foam adhesive. So right now you're going to see me just play with embellishments. That's all we're going to do right now. Like I said, it is a simple layout. Let's see, I'm reading it. I'm reading all these comments. Oh my God, yeah. Okay, Michelle, you're my kind of person. Yeah, no, plants and I don't do well. Never have done well, never. And you know what the saddest part is that my grandparents had a farm. And whenever they now when you're older, you learn to give value to these things, and you cherish it. When you were little and my grandparents like, oh, we're going to the farm, you're like, oh God, please, no, no, please. My vacation, I was like, no, not the farm. Now I'm going, oh, hey, there you go. Yeah. But when you're little, you don't think about going to the farm to have vacation there. So I'm just going right there. Any comments? I'm sure there's I'm just lifting up my head and reading a little bit here, and I'm laughing, So let's see. Maybe I'm a little bit too chatty for this instead of crafting. I don't know. So I'm just adding some foam adhesive to keep everything in place. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to be it for this side. We're going to add something here in the cardstock stickers. I'm sure Heather's going, oh my God, please, Natalie, just hurry up. So perfect. And I like this. Maybe something that goes with the color of the background. So let's look at the ephemera here. It's kind of like, simply see this color? That works much better there. So let's go there. Get some foam adhesive. Like I said, he's our friend. See, we're doing fine, you see? It's always fun to craft and chat, It's always fun to craft and chat. There we go. See? We're kind of color blocking a little bit. Here, like I said, my title most likely is going to sit in this beautiful diamond. So we need something here. Kind of think about it again. We always talk about a flow. Let's follow that, okay? So on this one here, because we have these flowers here, we're going to bring some of the ones here too. So let's go with, let's see, what do we have here? Let's go with this. I'm going to cheat a bit here. Lift it up a bit. Let's see if this works. Yeah, that works there. But I'm going to try to keep it within the triangle, within there. There we go. Okay. A little bit of foam adhesive here. Actually, you know what? No. Because these are coming this way. So this has to come kind of sit down here. You see how the flowers are, the leaves are going this way? So I think you need something down here. So let's look at what we have. Let's stop chatting a bit and work on this. It's too much. Still go back to this one. So you need some of that orangey tone. I think this is the color now, more of the pink. I'm just looking, I'm just ruffling through all of this, trying to find a color. There we go. There we go. So I think I want to go, let's see. My idea is the one that, so if I'm talking to myself a bit, nope. I don't want to cover all the leaves on the background. So I'm thinking if I want a flower there or if I want to put it up here. So let's just, since it's You Make Me Smile, I kind of like it here. I actually like that better there. So let's go at it. I don't want to cover the leaves that we created on the background. That is why. There we go. So we are gonna need flowers, but not, you know, that many. So I'm just gonna kind of tuck in this. There is that pink I saw here in the ephemera. So let me just, there we go. Looks similar. Let's see, I can move it a little bit more. I like that. You don't lose the leaves completely at the back, and we're doing fine. There we go. So we're gonna come up here, piece there. There we go. So I like that. Like you do, we need something up here. So let's think of what we're gonna put up here. So let's go with like a large floral here. Remember, we haven't glued this in place yet. So thank you. And remember, next week, Kathleen will be a little bit an hour later. So make sure you come, like, you know, not at 1. If you're Eastern time, like I am, 2 o'clock. So it's just an hour, you know. But she has to take care of her little baby, so, or whatever she has to do. So she's going to be a little bit late. So just keep that in mind. Cut that. So I like that there. So I'm going to keep cutting. I'm not going to cut this part, just the bottom here. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to tuck this in. Okay. Little piece. Got it. Got it. Got it. Here, remember, I'm going to have to tuck the little diamond inside my little frame. Okay. This flower I cut a bit, but not much. I'm going to add some foam adhesive on top. So I want it to look as if it's coming from underneath the frame. So I'm going to have to use my nail to kind of push the frame a bit inside here, the paper. And I'm adding some foam adhesive just to lift up the tips of the flowers. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Here. And it's something here. Let's go with something kind of round on green. Oh, happy day. Round, so you know, we're gonna have to get something round over here somewhere. Let's see how we doing. Yeah, I like that. Title is gonna sit there. Let's see, what else do we have here? What are we gonna do here? Let's think of something wonderful in every way. I kind of like that there. Let me just see. No. Oh, this you and me sounds. Oh, I like that. You see, I like this, but we're gonna do it a little bit different too. So let's go. Not the smartest thing to do, but I'm gonna glue this in place. We're gonna tuck it underneath the frame. There we go. You have to push it in. There we go. Here we're gonna make a pop too. So we're gonna get this. There we go. Almost finished. See? There we go. Here we go. We can add, I see a little heart here. See it has a little heart. I need a little heart. I don't know if there's a little heart here. So let me just quickly look through this. This is the one that says awesome. No. You need something here. So I'm trying to think what am I gonna add. But let me just go into here. Oh, see a little flower here. That will work there. There we go. So now we have my title here. Let's work on that and then something like, you know, like I said, every little square, I'm not going to add that much more flowers because I already have my little flow here. I might need something here. That's what I'm looking at. Something yellow kind of coming out here. So I'm going to play with this. Just something like that. Something little. Remember, like, think of it. My wave that way. Oh. won't read the comments after. I'm like, I'm like trying to read the comments when I should be like, no, not a good thing. So keep working, Natalie. You can read after. See, I think that I'm going to have this here. Just kind of there like that. Yeah, just because it helps with like the kind of wave that I'm creating. So I like that there. Let's add some foam adhesive behind it. We're not overdoing it. There we go. Let's work on the title. There's a lot more stuff that we're going to add to this. Don't worry. Okay. I love these alphas. Like, I'm going to say it again. I love these alphas. Yeah. It says you and me. So we're going to put here. Where was my little ruler? So let's see if my title works fine. Perfect. And I'm praying right now that it fits. Go ahead and destroy the T right now. And I'm spelling it backwards, so bear with me. And if I'm quiet, it's because I have the word written in my brain and like, take the center of this. And where's the P? Here. So I'm trying to peel this. See, because it says then and now perfect together. So I'm thinking together. And I know my sister's gonna like this, so that's making me happy. And actually for Christmas, I gave her one of her albums. And she was quite happy. So there's a reason why I still do 12 by 12s, because she loves them. I'm going to, yes, there we go. I want to finish this. Let's see. Lines of journal are going to fit at the bottom. That's what everything is seated up a little bit higher, so I can add lines of journal at the bottom. And I tend not to add them, especially when it goes to my sister's albums. I, usually let her do it. Come on, fit the R. I'm going to have to move everything. My spatial reference was kind of thrown off there. And where's the other R? Here we go. It fits crookedly, but it fits. I'll fix that outside of the light. See? There we go. Now I have little pieces stuck to my fingers. Let me get rid of them. Okay, so let's keep adding more. Let's keep adding more. No, but it does need something here. We're going to add a bow. I have it here. I have a piece of twine just for this time. I think we're going to add a bow, but for the sake of the live, we're just going to put it now. So it helps me with everything else. But I am going to like add twine and create. Let's just see. I think it might be too big or not. I'm not good at creating bows here like this. So. Oh, don't say it too loud, Natalie. It worked out. Not the nicest looking, but we'll fix it after. But just so it needs something here. So I know. Now it's going to drive me insane. See, this is why I shouldn't be doing these things while I'm live. Okay, maybe a ribbon. Yeah, but I want a bow thingy situation here. Forget it. It's gonna sit there. Don't worry. Okay, and then it needs something up there. So let's do something that. Did we add the happy already? We add yellow. We add the perfect moments. There we go. Now to finish this, because we're almost done. I have enamel dots, but I don't think I want to add enamel dots. It needs shine. Okay, it needs shine. So I pulled out some things. These are the glitter drops in gold. And you know how I'm going to go. I'm going to set them in place and I'll glue them outside of the live. So until Heather starts, picking up a winner. So we're going to put them around where the flowers are at. And I know what's going to go up there. I was just thinking, I know that I put something else thinking about this. So, and why am I putting it around the flowers? So you create that movement. Okay, so here. Okay, so that's all you're gonna, maybe a few more. Like I said, this will get glued outside of the camera, not right now, because Heather has to also live a life and okay. And then it's another one down here. So let me see. Okay, remember the bow is gonna go there. And then to finish, I am actually going to use one of the butterflies. And you're gonna see that I have lots here. This is the small butterfly hot foil stamp stencil set. Again, kind of an obsession. When you do one, you just do a lot of them. I'm gonna bring one of this up here. Remember, like I said, you needed something up there. I'm not gonna overdo it with the butterfly. We need one, but I am gonna add a layer underneath. So I'm trying to find, and you're gonna see I have quite a few here. So I'm gonna get some vellum underneath, just kind of the layer look up there. So that's what I don't think it needs anymore. Lines or journal can go either here or down here, but we are done. Move this out of the way. Okay, so let's add a little bit of glue here to finish this up. And I usually crease them so the center is flat. Okay. So here we go. I'm just gonna lift it up. I need some foam adhesive here because I do want it to be above the little there. And I want it to go right there, kind of flying into the layer. There you go. Like I said, it needs a small ribbon and it's something there. But I'm done, guys. Well, I have to glue things after, but what do we think? Let's see. I'm reading comments now. Now I can see your comments. Okay. Yeah, we need all the glitter gloves. We all need them, Yes. I think we're all addicted to the glitter. Imagine when they're ombre. Imagine how would they look in this that has like kind of that ombre effect. Oh my God. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Remember to see like I read Kathleen that said, check the Tuesday live that Leah and Heather had, and they show some of them. So, I am going to flip the camera to see you so you guys don't see the mess because I have a mess on my table. Let's move it out of my hand. There you go. Beautiful Leah. So let's flip the camera so you don't see the mess that I've created on the table. There we go. Okay. And Tam McNally, I hope I said it properly. You're the winner of the $15 gift certificate to Pink Fresh Studio. Make sure you email Leah at pinkfreshstudio.com. Give her a few days, to answer back. But, have fun shopping. Have fun shopping. Maybe you'll be able to get the glitter drops before all of us. But, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Remember to come back next week. Tuesday is for a card, and with the new release, you're sure to see one of the new release products. And then Kathleen will be up again on Thursday, but she'll be an hour later. So remember that. As always, thank you so much for the comments and for listening to me, ramble about life. Congratulations, Tam. Thank you, Heather, for helping, as always. And I'll be seeing Heather soon too. And thank you all so much for joining us. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care.